And Merry Christmas from Semper Solaris.
Hey, it's Steve and Dan from Traffic Accident Law Center.
If you're injured in a car accident, you need to be focused on your recovery.
The insurance companies are focused on their bottom line when the claim is made.
Get us involved. Go to trafficaccidentlawcenter.com or call.
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire. Move to Riverside. Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Well, today is the day. Finally, Inland Empire. It's here, the Inland Sports Show. We packed our bags, we put everything in boxes, we rented a pod, and we moved to weekdays, Jeff.
Wait, this isn't Saturday morning at 11 o'clock? What is this?
Your wife is gonna get sick of you seeing you on Saturdays again.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to mow lawns again. I was paying a gardener. Now I'm gonna have to do it myself again.
Yeah, you're gonna have weekends open again, brother.
Oh, that is just rotten.
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 IM. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. For 3.5 years, the Inland Sports Show has lived right here on Fox Sports IE, but on Saturdays at 11 a.m. But again, we made the move. We're jumping to weekdays because the Inland Empire has so much going on, Jeff. We got to break it down for the people.
And I'm telling you, a midday drive home show with Pep and Jeff, this is nuts. Because I'm crazier in the middle of the day than I am in the mornings.
Jeff has a coffee. He's feeling good. It's the maiden voyage here on Fox Sports IE. What could go wrong, right?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, we're excited to be here. And if you followed us, if you're part of the audience we appreciate you sticking with us. If you're new, we hope you'll tune us in. Give us a chance. And we're going to talk Inland Empire sports for the next 2 hours today. It's going to be 3 to 6 every single weekday here about the IE, professional athletes from the IE. We're proud to call the IE home. Jeff, I'll be honest. I was a nomad for so long, man. I was bouncing all over the place, all around California. Finally found a home in the Inland Empire. It's amazing how many great teams, athletes, coaches are right here in the IE. You grew up here. You know firsthand.
Hey, I've witnessed it for 47 years. You know, my dad was a high school coach for 50 here in Riverside, and I've seen all of the great football teams, baseball teams, and basketball teams from college. I've seen pro players come and go. It's a great hotbed for athletics, and we are really happy to cover it.
We're proudly brought to you by Spoiled, quick quality oil change, Ken's Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. Big show. We're going to break down the CIF Southern Section Football Championships. We got 4 teams. We went 4 for 4 in the title games. So we got 4 teams going to the state playoffs. We're going to break down the championship games, look ahead to state. We've also got some big-name guests. We got Tracy Murray, UCLA broadcaster, coming up. And great timing, Jeff, right? Because we saw some breaking news today about UCLA basketball.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask him about that. Is it LiAngelo Ball?
Jello, man. Jello Ball.
Yeah, you know, he's going to end up at a Big West school. He could be at UCR next week.
Could he be at UC Riverside?
Well, we're going to have to ask Dennis Guts, since we're his buddy. We're going to say, is he going to enroll at UC Riverside?
So we got Tracy Murray, former UCLA and NBA great. He will routinely join us here on the Inland Sports Show. We also have Cal State Fullerton Associate Head Coach John Smith. Deep Riverside roots. We're going to talk to him as well. We got UCR baseball skipper Troy Percival. Angels great will join us live in our second hour. And then a little bit later, we also have, actually in a couple minutes, Luis Santiago. You know him, Jeff, right?
I do. I'll tell you what, though. He's a sophomore. He's got 2 more years to live the dream at a high school. He is a champion.
He kicked the game-winning field goal for the Rancho Verde in the CIF Southern Section Division III Championship. They beat St. Francis. 44-42 was the final score. Your boy Luis kicking the game winner as time expired. So now, what does this mean? It means the Mustangs are going to pony up as they take on Cajon in a CIF Division II AA state playoff game. That's coming up this Friday, 7:30 at the Ranch. It's going to be big time.
It is. I'll tell you what. When has a kicker ever been the hero?
I know. We haven't seen it in a while.
No. I'll tell you what.
At least in these parts.
He's like a boy band guy now. He's on a one-name basis. He's just Santiago.
So this was, Friday night. He went back to campus. We're going to ask him because he's going to call on the show in just a couple minutes. But he's probably the big man on campus.
He's a rock
today.
star. No one knew no one knows who a kicker is. Now everybody knows Santiago.
Friday night, they were hoisting him to the heavens. He was on shoulders. He had the CIF plaque high up in the air.
Might have a girlfriend now.
He might have a girlfriend after that big game-winning kick. So Rancho Verde, a big win for the CIF Southern Section Division III Championship, and now they get Cajon in the state playoffs. Cajon, they beat Downey 45-28. And again, throughout the week, as we get closer to the state playoffs, we're really going to go more in-depth on some of these matchups as Cajon will take on Rancho Verde again on Friday. But Cajon beat Downey for the D4 title 45-28. And quarterback Jaden Daniels had the game of his life. 8 touchdowns in one game by the Cowboys quarterback. And he went for 290 through the air, 287 on the ground, helping Cajon win their first CIF championship in nearly 30 years, Jeff. It was 30 years. 87 was the last time they won that thing.
And I believe that he threw more touchdown passes than anybody in the state of California.
I'd have to check the record. I think he's close to 60 right now.
Yeah, that's...
with only like 3 interceptions, which might be the more staggering stat, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, he is a stud. I think he ran for a 98-yard touchdown as well.
Yeah, 99. We had video of that. So if you go to IMG right now, you can check that out.
I mean, come on. The kid's only a junior. He started for 3 years. Come on.
Yeah, 3-year starter at quarterback. So that big Rancho Verde Cajon game, Jeff, I'll be honest, when it was unveiled on Sunday by the CIF state office, their state playoff games, my phone started blowing up instantly. Twitter was going nuts because Cajon versus Rancho Verde, an all-IE battle, that's exactly what everybody wanted.
And that's what, the CIF, they did other weird things as well. The Aquinas matchup was kind of a different thing too. Yeah,
the Aquinas matchup, and again, Luis Santiago, the Rancho Verde kicker, is going to join us in just a couple minutes. But the Aquinas matchup, as we just skimmed the surface on some of these games, Aquinas went up to the Burros in Ridgecrest, California, which I've been there. I actually covered the Burros when Jeff Steinberg, the head coach of Rancho Verde, was the head coach up there for Burros. We used to cover them a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But we used to cover them. They've got a great team. But Aquinas went up there and won 24-6 for the D9 championship. And you've got to think the CIF state office knows what they do, what they're doing when they put these matchups together.
Conspiracies.
Well, get this. Are you ready for this?
I am ready. Mind blown.
So here I was, Pep Fernandez, just minding my own business back in August. We had triple digits. It was hot. I was at a scrimmage for high school football. It was like August 18th. And I saw Aquinas play Grace Brethren in a scrimmage at Jurupa Hills High School. Minding my own business. Now, fast forward, 15 weeks later? Guess who Aquinas is playing in the state playoffs?
Let me guess. Grace Brethren.
Grace Brethren. Oh, and it gets more juicy, Jeff. Go put a bib on. This thing's going to drip all over the place. This is such a juicy matchup because Grace Brethren's head coach, Josh Henderson, is the former head coach at Aquinas.
Mind blown.
Do you want more?
I do want more.
You look real thirsty.
What else do we got?
So his coach, Josh Henderson was the head coach at Aquinas, right? His star player when he was at Aquinas was Jordan Brusig, who is now the coach at Aquinas.
Mind blown. Hey, this is like 6 degrees of separation, except it's not Kevin Bacon.
Do you want one more layer to this?
There's not another layer.
Do you want to peel away like an onion? One more layer? So one more layer to this. Jake Henderson, who's an assistant coach at Aquinas, is obviously the brother of Josh Henderson, who's the head coach at Grace Brethren. So,
wow. That's going to be a fun game. Who goes to dinner afterwards?
I know. Are they all? I'm sure they're all good, right? I mean, they scrimmaged against each other, taking pictures. They were laughing it up.
Yeah, they're Christian schools. They'll hug. They'll pray before. It'll be fun afterwards.
It'll be all good. But such a good, juicy storyline for Aquinas against Grace Brethren. And that's Division 2A. That's a really big division for Aquinas. I think for state playoffs, that's really high up.
And just look at all the superstars. You got Brandon Rankins, a legend. In fact, his shoes are going to be in the reliquary of the Vatican. Underneath the bowels of the Vatican.
Send the shoes straight to the Vatican.
Brandon Rankin's shoes are going to be a relic. And I think he's already done one I think he could be a saint.
He's looking for sainthood.
He could be sainthood. Instead of Saint Aquinas, it will be Saint Rankins.
Saint Rankins?
Yeah. He has to do 3 miracles. He's already done one. He's won one CIF championship.
Oh, they went undefeated for the first time in school history.
Okay, that could count for 2 then.
There's 2.
That could be, and if they win a state, it would be 3. He would be a saint. Well, Saint Rankins.
Actually, he might already be a saint because think about it. He's already the rushing leader all time in San Bernardino County history.
Well, what's beyond saint?
I don't know.
Whatever it is, they're going to name the school after him. Forget Aquinas. It's going to be Rankins High School. St. Rankins.
Brandon Rankins. And if you want another layer to this, I told you, there's so many juicy storylines, and we will break it all down in the next several days before we get to their Saturday game against Grace Brethren. But he has the San Bernardino County rushing record. He's number 2 all-time in the Inland Empire, only behind the great Toby Gerhardt out of Norco High School.
He's not very good.
He broke the career mark at Aquinas High School.
That's not very good either.
and now he's trying to do the single season mark. He doesn't have that one yet. There's like one record still out there in front of him. That's the one he could get.
But he can play a few more games.
Yeah, he could have 2 more. He might even get in the next one. He's trying to chase down a guy by the name of Dozie Amajoyi. He went for 3,003 yards not too long ago. Rankin's currently at 2,837.
Yeah, but that name sounds kind of made up, that guy you just said. Where did he play?
It's a real thing.
Where did he play?
Aquinas, man. It's a real
that's
thing.
an Aquinas guy?
It's a real deal.
Yeah, it must have been like in 1920 when they wore leather helmets.
Well, Jeff, we got a lot more high school football to get to, but right now, let's go to one of the stars from Friday night. This guy was big time. It's the Ken Sporting Goods Celebrity Hotline. It's our friend, Luis Santiago from the Rancho Verde High School. Kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired for the Mustangs. Luis, welcome to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports, IE 1350 AM. How are you doing today, Luis?
I'm good, and you?
We're great, man. Not as good as you. What was it like going back to school today after kicking that game-winning field goal to win a CIF Southern Section title?
It felt great. A lot of people went up to me saying congrats on the winning field goal. It just felt great. Getting all these people saying congrats to me.
Well, that was a big-time move. What were you thinking? So Rancho Verde was down, but they get the ball back. I think there was, about a minute to go or so, and they're driving down the field. What's going through your head on the sideline? Were you warming up? Were you trying to get your mind right? What was going on the sideline as you were thinking, hey, I might have a chance to be a hero and win this?
I was warming up. Everybody was trying to calm me down because I was pretty nervous. I was pretty nervous about the last PAT that I got blocked. So they were all trying to calm me down from that and tell me that I could do it. And I just glad I got the opportunity.
We got Luis Santiago from the Rancho Verde High School. Kicked the game-winning field goal for the Mustangs, 44-42 over St. Francis for the D3 championship on Friday. And now they get Cajon in the state playoffs coming up this Friday at 7:30 at the Ranch. Luis, so you go back to school today. Like when you go into the classroom with the teachers, like, hey, Luis, great job. I mean, were people giving you high fives? Like, what was it like walking around campus again?
A lot of people went up to me saying congrats, and in the classes, a lot of teachers were like, congrats. And some of my classes, even the whole class was clapping for me, saying congrats for the kick.
Big question. Any girls come up to you today? Let's be honest, because kickers don't usually they don't get the glory at all. But if you're walking across campus and a girl can, hey, how's it going, Luis? Did it happen today?
Not like that, but a couple of people did go up to me saying good job, and that was an amazing kick.
Well, Luis, you haven't kicked much this season, right? Did you have 4 field goals all season long?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, because Rancho Verde has a great offense, and they usually cap off the drives with touchdowns. So that's a good thing, I guess, for the team because you're not out there quite a bit. But when you got the chance to go out there, what was it, 37 yards, and you had to push the ball to the right? I mean, it was a hard kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was really nervous because I usually struggle with that pass, but I just try to stay focused and just kick the ball.
Yeah, it was a perfect kick. Now, what is your other stats? How many tackles did you have on the year?
How many stats?
How many tackles? Yeah, did you get any tackles this year? You're a kicker. You got to get a couple.
No, I haven't had any opportunities to tackle someone.
Oh, man.
Luis, are you a soccer player by trade?
Yeah, I am a soccer player.
So how did you get out to the football team? Did Steinberg say, hey, Luis, we need a kicker?
No. Last year I was in cross country, and that coach knew that I wanted a kick, and he saw the a football team out there, and he was like, "Let's go kick." And I did a couple, and the football coaches saw me, and they went up to me saying that they wanted me in the team.
Talking to Luis Santiago from the Rancho Verde High School. He's a CIF champion. Kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired against St. Francis. 44-42 is the final score. We got him here live on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Luis, we want to take this opportunity also to name you our Marines Recruiting Station Riverside Athlete of the Week for kicking that big field goal. So congratulations. He's actually our first kicker to get this award on the show all season long. It's been a lot of quarterbacks and running backs.
You're probably going to be the only kicker in the history of this award, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Luis, and best of luck against Cajon. Tell Coach Steinberg we appreciate letting you take a couple minutes out of your day to call the Inland Sports Show. And Jeff, you got something you look at you want to ask something?
Yeah, I just want to know this. What do you do in practice? You just go out and kick a few times and stand on the sideline and drink Gatorade?
So what do I do at practice?
Yeah, do you just kick a few times, or do you take a soccer ball out with you, kind of kick around, and they say, hey, go kick a few field goals, or what do you do?
I do almost every special team during the practice, and when I'm done, I usually just go to the side and just start kicking the football.
Just kind of kick around, look at dirt.
But it pays off, Jeff. He kicked the game-winning field goal. Come on,
he's
man.
the hero. So now, being that you're the guy that was a hero, they should carry you into the locker room after every practice and protect that leg of yours. You have the golden toe. That's what you got to be called, the golden toe. That's your new nickname right there. The golden toe.
Well, Luis, we appreciate the time, brother. Congratulations on the big win, and best of luck against Cajon Friday in the state playoffs. It's the great Luis Santiago here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Luis, appreciate the time, brother. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, that's Luis Santiago from the Rancho Verde High School. Very modest. Doesn't kick a lot of field goals, but he got in there in a high-pressure situation. I mean, that's tough, Jeff. You don't kick a lot of field goals all season long, and they're like, hey, season's on the line, CIF championship on the line. We need you to come through big time.
Dude, he had ice in his veins.
Yeah.
I mean, not many guys are able to do that. I mean, it's like shooting a free throw and, tie game. Tough thing to do, and he did it quite well. Only had 4 field goals all year.
All season long, and he came up when it mattered the most for the Rancho Verde High School against St. Francis. 44-42 is that final score. The state playoff brackets were unveiled yesterday afternoon, and again, social media blew up. It nearly broke the internet that the Rancho Verde will play Cajon in Division II AA. The winner of that game will go on to the state championship game, which will be played the following weekend on the campus of Sacramento State University, the Hornets.
That's in your area.
Yeah, my neck of the woods.
Yeah, you're kind of from that, what is it, Bakersfield.
Whoa, come on. Don't lump Sacramento in there with Bakersfield.
That's kind of the same for us down south.
So, and one more football team. We didn't mention these guys yet, but we will before we hit the break. How about the Big Bear Bears, Jeff?
The Bears!
They can do more than skiing up there. They've in that Great Lake they got to theirs, but they've played some pretty good high school football as well. The Big Bear Bears coming up with a D12 championship as they went on the road to Santa Maria, and they won that game by a final score of 37-23. So now Big Bear will play at Golden West in Visalia. Now that's closer to Bakersfield, Jeff.
And they have real bears in Visalia. Real bears.
Not Visalia.
Isn't that kind of like big trees and stuff?
No.
No?
Visalia, it's by Fresno.
That's by you again.
It's by Visalia and Fresno. So they're going to play on the road at Golden West in Visalia. Think about it. So Big Bear, season opener against Aquinas, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and they got hammered. They lost 48-8 against a very good Aquinas team. But what did they do since then? It was just the beginning of their story. They won 13 consecutive games to not only win the CIF championship in Division 12, but now they go to the state playoffs. And that's tough. Think about it. If you bust out a map, I know you're a map app guy, but if you actually had a map in your hands, if you look, you got to go from Big Bear down the mountain, cross the valley, right to the coast, go through Santa Barbara, and keep going to Santa Maria. That is a road trip. That is so far. Now they got to go to Visalia, which is by Fresno. Fresno, Jeff.
They should fly. They have a nice little airport up there in Big Bear. They can get on those little Piper Cubs. Yeah. They can get like 2 to a plane, and they can just take like a convoy of little planes all the way down to Visalia.
Big Bear Bears rolling style, right?
Yeah, look at us. Look at that big line of planes. There's Big Bear.
It's Big Bear. They're going to the state playoffs. Congratulations to the Big Bear Bears beating Santa Maria 37-23. So that's our 4 CIF champions. The Rancho Verde, Cajon, Aquinas, and the Big Bear Bears. Again, we will talk a lot more high school football the next several days as we get you set for the state playoffs, and we'll see if any of these teams can advance and win a state championship, which is a big deal. I remember last year we had Valley View. They hosted a state championship game right here in the Inland Empire.
That is right. I
think you were there too,
I was there, and then we covered the semifinal versus San Gorgonio High School.
Yeah, we covered the that game against San G, and then the following week they played Bishop O'Dowd, and Bishop O'Dowd beat Valley View in that state championship game. So there's always a team or two from the IE that makes it all the way to the state championship game, so we're pretty excited about that. When we come back, we're going to hoop it up. We got Tracy Murray, UCLA great, NBA great, UCLA broadcaster, and the big news today that Jello Ball has been taken out of UCLA by his dad. What's his dad's name?
LeVar. How embarrassing. You're a grown man, and you have to go, hey, Take me out of school. I'm pulling you out of UCLA.
Yeah, he is a grown man, but his dad's like, get out of there.
Get out.
I think that's the exact quote. Get out of there.
Yeah.
So we will talk to Tracy Murray about UCLA basketball, maybe even lob him an NBA question or two. Then we also got Cal State Fullerton Associate Head Coach John Smith. He'll join us. Got some IE guys playing at Cal State Fullerton. Plus, he was the head coach at RCC, deep Riverside roots, when he led them to a state title. So we'll hoop it up when we come back on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Welcome to the local sports leader in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and 2-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez, honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word. And thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire.
How hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net. Brought to you by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the Ad Council.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
It's Monday, Jeff. You know what that means?
It's the beginning of the week. It's not Saturday mornings anymore.
No, you're exactly right.
I keep thinking it's 11 a.m. on Saturdays.
Monday mornings, the new home of or Monday afternoons, I guess I should say. I got to retrain my brain as well. But Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m., the new home of the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We've been living on this station for the last 3.5 years. Finally packed our bags and moved to weekdays, and we appreciate you joining us. But right now, let's go straight to the celebrity phone line because he's a friend of yours for a long, long time, Jeff. Big-time NBA star who could really fill it up. Now he's a broadcaster. He's going to help us break down a lot of basketball over the course of the season, right, Jeff?
Yes, he is. And I've known Tracy Murray for, I want to say, 30 years now.
That long?
Yes.
You don't look like you could be 30 years old, Jeff.
I'm telling you, I'm slim, fit, and ready to play still.
Well, I don't know if Tracy Murray will believe that, but Tracy Murray now joining us here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Tracy, what is up, brother?
Good. Thanks for having me, man. Everything's good. How's everything?
Hey,
Jeff, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Trace?
Good.
Hey, first off, Jeff wanted to know, you guys are going to Michigan this week. Jeff just got back from the University of Michigan.
Yeah, he's out in the cold, and I'm in it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was an experience. I was at the Big House for the Ohio State-Michigan football game. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm sure it was. I mean, there's no rivalries like some of the football rivalries that are back east and down south. You know, we get a little bit of it with the UCLA, USC, but nothing like those type of rivalries. I mean, it's really intense. You know, you really feel it being in those stadiums.
Yeah, 113,000 of my closest friends. We were all huddled in a mass when it was 20 degrees.
Well, we got Tracy Murray here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. And Tracy, maybe it was just dumb luck or good timing, but UCLA basketball back in the news as LeVar Ball has taken Jello out of the program. How did you hear the news, and what's kind of your initial thoughts?
I heard it the same way you guys did, and you know, through a TMZ article or something like that, and social media and stuff like that. So, I just think that, you know, with everything that's gone on over the last couple of years, hey, if they wanted to go, fine. It's a thing about distractions at this point, you know, and how much, you know, is UCLA really, you know, going to deal with when it comes to distractions? They never had to deal with this type of distraction before, and you know, I feel bad for both sides, to be honest with you, because UCLA has done a lot, especially in the last month or so after the incident, to you know, there has to be some type of discipline involved, and the discipline was a suspension. I feel bad that, you know, because knowing the Ball family, I feel bad that, you know, the incident happened, and it was bad judgment, and it happened to, you know, to do with LiAngelo, and, you know, I'm just lost for words with the whole situation, because, there's been tons of distractions because of just how LeVar is, and I like LeVar. I don't have a problem with LeVar. It's just that there are people who are very conservative in the world, and they're not used to barbershop talk. They're not used to people speaking their mind, and that's what's been going on the last couple of years. And it puts extra pressure on the coaching staff, and it's putting extra pressure on the Lakers right now. It's a lot going on, and it's been more of a distraction than result.
Now, since this has kind of seemed eliminated the problem, how's this UCLA team bounced back, and how are they playing right now?
Well, they're playing all right now. You've seen a lot of growth over the last 3 or 4 games with the Bruins. They've really bought into the defensive side of the ball, and in turn, it's really helped their offense. And when you sacrifice and you work with each other and you help each other defensively, it rolls over to the offensive end where guys are sharing the basketball. The ball's moving a little bit better. It's less dribbling compared to the beginning of the season where they were dribbling the air out the ball. They're starting to look more like a team, and they're growing fast. And I can appreciate the fast growth with this team.
We got Tracy Murray here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350, former UCLA and NBA great, now a broadcaster for the Bruins. And Tracy, are you still doing the work with the ABC7 basketball show?
Yes, I do that after UCLA is over, or on a slam dunk Saturday or Sunday when we don't have a game. I might pop up in there if called in. I really enjoy doing that, to be able to break down post games of NBA games and NBA matchups and playoffs, and we did some finals as well.
Well, since you enjoy doing it so much, I guess we'll have to ask you about Lonzo Ball and the Lakers, Tracy. His harshest critics will say, wow, he's already a bust. He can't shoot. He's not making the team better. But it's his first year. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a Laker fan, but I'm at least giving this guy a chance to learn and adapt and become that leader that everyone wants him to be. What's your early impressions of Lonzo Ball and how he fits in with the Lakers' future?
I think it has everything to do with LeVar and nothing to do with Lonzo. And if you look at his numbers, his numbers are not that bad for a rookie. He's got some good numbers. But on the flip side, Lakers are looking for Magic Johnson type results, and Lonzo is not Magic. And if Magic could score, Magic made everybody better than him. And Lonzo can pass and rebound like Magic, but he couldn't score like Magic. He couldn't put the team on his back and say, "Okay, guys, I'm going to carry you in this Game 7 over the Sixers and get you a championship with 42 points and a monster triple." He can't do that. But the kid, he can make teams better if you just sit back and eliminate the LeVar factor and watch him play. He's having problems on the defensive side of the ball. Once he figures that out and learning how to use his length and learning how to get over pick and rolls, that side will clean up itself. But he will continue to pass the ball to those who are running the floor and those who are open. He brings an unselfish play to your team. So you got to have a guy. He's a glue guy. He is not a franchise piece. He's a good glue guy to your team. And if you're expecting him to be a great shooter or you're expecting him to be a great scorer, then that's where your focus is off. That's where you don't know what Lonzo can do. Lonzo does other stuff. The other stuff that some of it shows up in the stats and some of it doesn't.
The intangibles.
Yes.
Now, he's not a great shooter, and I will say this. Pep, I've played with two of the best shooters in the history of the game of basketball, Reggie Miller and Tracy Murray. And I will say this. Tracy, I say this to everybody, and I say it to you again. Tracy averaged 44 points a game in high school. That's unheard of.
That's insane. Some teams don't even score 44 points in a game.
No. Now, I know you run Prodigy with your younger brother Cameron. Do you have any players that are playing right now in the Division I, Division II area? I mean, in this area from your Prodigy workout days?
Do I have plans of coaching in the D1, D2?
Yeah.
I mean, a good situation come along, I would look at it. And it would have to be college because I'm into teaching. I'm not into, I've already done the NBA thing for 1 year. I'm not into the, suck up to young millionaires who can't play. We're trying to help these kids get better to further their careers. And if you have to yank them out of the locker room to make them work, I don't want that type of setting, because they can get you fired by saying, I don't like you.
Yes. That's true.
So I don't want that setting. I want to be in a setting where I have control over who I bring and who I coach and who I work with. And when you're an assistant in the NBA, you don't have control over that. When you're a head coach in the NBA, you don't have control over that unless you're a general manager and a coach and a head coach. That's when you're like, okay, I'm selecting who I want to be in my system.
Well, Tracy, without naming names, I'm sure there's a lot of players in the league right now that they dictate what happens on the team, and maybe they are not coachable. Is that safe to say? It sounds like that's what you're kind of hinting at right now, that a lot of these guys come in, maybe they're know-it-alls.
Well, if they get along with the coach and they fit into the system and they know the system inside. Now, you don't mind them being aggressive and leading the team. You don't mind that. Like, I wouldn't mind the LeBron James or Chris Paul leading the team, because those dudes know what they're doing out on the floor. And you need that type of leadership out of your best guys, as long as, them and the coach are on the same page. You don't mind it. But if you have somebody of that power that's not buying into what the coach is doing, then it can be a nightmare.
Well, Tracy, before we let you go, speaking of players who are nightmares and hard to get along with and not coachable, what was it like playing against Jeff Gorham?
Hey, Jeff was coachable. Jeff knew what he could do. Jeff was very athletic and ambitious.
He was?
He had a lot of pride, man, and he didn't care if you were Tracy Murray or Brian Russell or anybody else in our class. Jeff was going to try to go at you, and that's the typical, Riverside, Inland Empire attitude. We call it, I love working with these type of kids that we work with. They're from the Inland Empire area, and they're grimy. They want to come in there and they want to snatch what's comfortable. If they're feeling like this is the guy I need to go at to make my name, they're going to go at him. And Jeff was that type of player.
Well, I don't think I've heard someone say athletic and ambitious about Jeff. That's a first, but we appreciate it.
Hey, you didn't know Jeff back in the day then. Jeff was, he was dunking that ball any way you wanted him to dunk it.
I could jump over a phone book.
Hey, no, that's now, Jeff. That's now.
Yeah.
One of the thin phone books.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Tracy, we really appreciate it. We're excited to hear a lot more from you during the basketball season about UCLA and NBA chatter and all that kind of good stuff. And we love listening to you on the broadcast, and we'll look for you on ABC7 as well.
And we're going to get you in studio because, we're going to have to, leave every now and then. You're going to have to come in and co-host.
Oh, that sounds good. One more thing I'd like to say before I get off.
Yeah.
I really do wish the Ball family a lot of luck, because they have talented kids. They are truly a family, and they work together, and they look out for each other, and I love that about them. So I do wish them the best.
Well, we'll see if LeVar Ball can maybe take a little more of a back seat and let Lonzo play and make Jello, let him make some of his own decisions. Who knows? He might end up at UC Riverside or one of these big West schools. Jeff's already calling his shot. He's saying UC Riverside.
Yeah, UC Riverside, just because I call the games. We got to have some play. It'd be nice. That'd be fun to call that one.
You need that type of excitement out there, huh?
Hey, bring it on.
Bring it on.
Well, it's the great Tracy Murray here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Tracy, we always appreciate the time, and have a great day. Enjoy the University of Michigan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, brother.
All right, that's Tracy Murray, UCLA and NBA great here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. And we're going to hear from him all season long as we talk basketball, right, Jeff?
Exactly. And it's nice to hear that he thought I was athletic, because I haven't been called athletic.
And ambitious.
And ambitious.
Wow. I was like, whoa, who is this guy? No, Jeff. Jeff's too modest to admit it, but one of the greatest players in Riverside County history, and I'm proud to have you in studio with me.
I love it. It's the best.
All I did was milk cows and play 1 year of soccer in college, and I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't good at either one, milking cows or playing soccer.
No. I'm sure you were very good at milking cows. I've seen your handiwork.
I got kicked.
You did?
I was so bad I got kicked, and it scarred me for years.
Didn't you say you could feel the pain for years?
Yeah, and I had a visual mark on my forearm, man. It was number 87. That cow kicked me so good.
Do they have hooves? Is it a hoof?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it would come into the stall. We would lock eyes. It knew what was going on.
It would mad dog you?
Yes. Give me the old stink eye, man.
The big heifer.
So Jeff was good at basketball. I was mediocre at milking cows, and now we're here together on the Inland Sports Show. All right, when we come back, more hoop talk. Hey, the great John Smith out of Cal State Fullerton, one of your BFFs again, right?
Another one of my buddies.
So when we come back, more hoop talk with John Smith, the associate head coach at Cal State Fullerton. Talk about his IE guys, and again, he was the head coach at RCC when he led them all the way to the state championship in 2009. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show on the one and only Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
many businesses, hiring is tough. You want access to highly qualified candidates fast. And you don't want to sign a long-term contract or pay upfront fees. That's why you need Indeed.com, delivering 6 times more hires than any other job site, according to independent research. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/credit. That's Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor, give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
I'm John, a volunteer at United Way. I'm here at Lincoln Elementary School to find out what this place needs. Who knows better about what kids need than kids, right? Let's ask them.
Monsters! Lasers! A pool! Another guinea pig! More lasers! Sprinkles!
I was thinking more spinach at lunchtime and maybe more exercise.
Nah. Lasers are cool.
When it comes to creating healthier communities, what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to UnitedWay.org, because great things happen when we live united. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside. We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We got John Smith from Cal State Fullerton on the line in just a second. But Jeff, real quick, what would you normally be doing on Mondays right now? Because now we've moved. We were on Saturdays here on the station, but now we're on weekdays from 3 to 6.
Right now, I would be my two of my 3 little kids would be tackling me in the front room, and I'd be stepping on either Hot Wheels, Legos, or falling into a ball pit.
With Star Wars on TV,
With Star Wars, yes. Hey, we have 2 weeks left until Star Wars shows, and you and I are going to see it.
We go to the movie, so
we got a
non-spoiler review, right? Non-spoiler.
Oh, no, we're going to spoil it the next day.
Han Solo's dead. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Yes, the IE wanted it, and now it's finally here. Weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. You're stuck with Jeff and I. We appreciate you listening and watching on the Inland Sports Channel as well. But right now, let's go to the spoiled quick quality oil change celebrity hotline. One to Jeff's BFFs again.
A celebrity!
The great John Smith, the associate head coach at Cal State Fullerton. And Coach Smith, welcome to the show. I know Jeff over here is dying to ask you a question with some breaking news today.
John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I want to know this. Are you in the sweepstakes for LiAngelo Ball?
I just saw that come across the wire, but from a compliance standpoint, I can't comment.
Okay, I'm going to comment. He's going to go to the Big West.
Yeah, and that's what everyone's... Coach, I know Coach can't say anything about it, but yes, everyone on Twitter and social media saying, oh, he's probably going to end up in the Big West Conference somewhere, so... Of course, the big news, again, if you're just joining us, LeVar Ball pulling Jello Ball out of UCLA. So, of course, you can't homeschool him, right? He's got to go. Maybe he goes overseas. I don't know. Maybe he goes chases some money for a little bit.
Well, he said, this is what LeVar said afterwards. He said he's going to make him a better player for next year's draft.
Oh, he is?
So he's not going to play.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Well,
exactly.
Let's talk to John Smith about the Titans and some college basketball as well. And John, Jeff and I were talking a little bit off the air that your son Jamal plays for you at Cal State Fullerton. How is that dynamic when you have like a father and son? Are you harder on him? You try to back off?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I'm pretty hard on him because I know he understands preparation, the importance of preparation. So when he's off, like some of his teammates are, and he is at times, I'll really snap at him probably harder than anybody. And it's not fair to him, but he understands that that's what he signed up for.
And I think you have 2 Division I athletes, 2 of your children, and your daughter, I think, was she named the Pac-12 Player of the Week?
Yes, she was. Yes.
Yeah, Kiana Smith
at
Cal?
At University of Cal, yeah. She was... She had a pretty good week last week in the Thanksgiving tournament. They played Manhattan, and she had 17 points and 12 assists. And then they came back and they lost to Missouri, I think, the next day. and she had a decent game. But she's doing well, and I'm proud of her. She's worked hard to put herself in that position.
Winners across the board.
That's
in the
right.
John Smith family.
A proud dad moment, right? Take the coaching hat off just for a moment and appreciate your daughter there at Cal. But again, your son's there at Cal State Fullerton. He was a star at the Rancho Verde High School. And we were talking about your deep roots in Riverside. You were the RCC head coach and led them to a state championship. John, how has maybe coaching changed from your RCC days now to a Division I program like Cal State Fullerton?
You know, it's been good. The transition has been good, and part of the reason is because of the head coach that I work for, Dedrick Taylor, is phenomenal, and he's made that transition for me seamless. You know, he's helped me. You know, because think about it, I was a head coach for a long time, and I really had only been an assistant coach for 2 years, and so he helped me learn how to be the best assistant for him. And, you know, I tried to reciprocate that and talk to him about some of the things to look for from that seat. So it's been great.
We got John Smith, the associate head coach at Cal State Fullerton. And John, I don't know if you know this yet, but Jeff and I are the voices, the play-by-play voices for UC Riverside basketball this season. So we will see you in a couple of weeks, twice. Actually, pretty soon. I think they see Fullerton pretty early in the Big West Conference schedule.
Yeah, January 3rd. We'll see you guys out here first. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it was tough last year because I was on the call with John Ramey and seeing John at the games. You know, I always want John to do well when he was at Valley View. He's been at San Bernardino Valley, Riverside. He's been everywhere as a head coach, and I always want to see him do so well. So it's kind of hard to call a game and when they did well, I'd go, "Oh, good job, coach, good job."
Yeah, that's always tough. I appreciate your support always, Jeff, and Pep, you as well. And congratulations, you guys. Doing big things, bringing the Inland Empire on the Fox in the middle of the week. What's going on with that?
Man, we're trying, man. We just know there's so many great teams and athletes in the IE, and somehow they wanted to stick us on weekdays. So we said, sure, we'll do it from 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. Coach, okay, you're a Riverside guy because we're over here by J.W. North High School, 3rd in Chicago.
His alma mater.
Right.
I was going to say, you probably live just a couple miles away, right?
Pride on 3rd Street, 1550 3rd Street.
But you've got Riverside roots, but now coaching at Cal State Fullerton. But you know full well how much talent there is in terms of high school basketball in the Inland Empire. Now we know because of certain rules and stuff you can't mention players by name, but in general across the board, man, you could come out to the IE and get yourself a whole Division I college basketball team.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. And you know, the IE has always been, you know, loaded with talent and, you know, under recruited. I feel, you know, there's been boatloads of kids that just starve for the game and work hard at the game, and they don't get recognized as much as others. But you know, eventually it balances itself out when they get to the level that they need to be at. But you know, with the tournaments that are going on out there right now, you can definitely sit for a whole week and find some kids that can help your program out.
Yeah, we got a big one just down the street beginning tonight, the Riverside Kiwanis Tournament, Riverside Poly, Santiago Pacific. I mean, there's some really good teams in action this week over there at Poly.
Yeah, also hosted at Ramona and Arlington as well.
Yeah, that's right, 3 different high schools, three different venues. One of the guys from the IE that you got, and I think Jeff and I, did you vote for him in the Big West Conference? Because the media got to vote for the preseason team.
I had a vote.
And we voted for Khalil Ahmad, the pride of Corona Centennial High School. What has he meant to the program, and you expect another big year from him?
Oh, without a doubt. Khalil is just such a phenomenal scorer, and he's maturing every single day as a young man, and that's helping him on the floor as well as off the floor. You know, he's just a joy to coach. You know, when it comes to scoring the basketball, you know, he's one of the best that I've been around. And I noticed you guys had Tracy Murray on. He's a product of the Prodigy AAU program. So you played for Tracy and Cameron and learned a lot from them.
Now, quick question: what's next for the Titans? The next couple games. What do you guys coming up here?
Oh, we leave tomorrow morning. We go up to Portland, play at University of Portland on Wednesday, and then we come back home for a Saturday game against Utah Valley. And then the following Saturday after that, which is a great day for me, is that we play at the University of Cal, and my daughter's team plays right after us in a doubleheader.
Oh, you couldn't line that up any better, Coach.
Yeah, and I think you'll get the Bears too. I've seen them play firsthand.
Jeff went up there. That was the first game of the year, and UC Riverside beat them.
Yeah, Riverside beat the pants off them, man. I'm telling you.
Hopefully we could take a page out of the Highlanders book and do damage up there.
Go Big West, right?
Right.
The great John Smith, the Cal State Fullerton associate head coach. Coach, we appreciate you taking some time and joining us here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. And we'll be nice to you when we call your game against UC Riverside in a couple weeks.
Please do. Please do. We're going to need all the help we can get.
Yeah, I want a Fullerton T-shirt because, my wife's a Cal State Fullerton grad. So, you can give it to me, and I'll just secretly give it to her. I won't wear it because I'm a UC. I gotta be.
Oh, you can't do that.
I'm a Riverside
we
guy.
Highlander blue and gold now.
But my wife can wear it to bed.
Come on, Jeff. We go way back, man.
That's true.
We go way back to elementary school, man. You can wear it underneath your suit.
You know I will. Of course I will, John.
The great John Smith from Cal State Fullerton, the associate head coach. Hey, Coach, we appreciate the time, and best of luck to you and Jamal, and, of course, your daughter at Cal Berkeley, who sounds like she's already tearing it up for the Golden Bears.
McDonald's All-American.
Yeah, big time. And what was it, the Pac-12 Player of the Week? Was it last week?
Pac-12 Player of the Week, yes.
Where'd she get all her skills? From her mom or from you?
Oh, definitely her mom.
That's the right answer.
let her tell it.
Coach Smith, you're the best. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thanks, John.
All right, that's Cal State Fullerton associate head coach John Smith here joining us on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So he led RCC to a state championship in 2009. Jeff, when did you coach at RCC? Did you guys cross? You were before him?
Yeah. But, John Smith won an NCAA championship.
He did?
UNLV. He was on the UNLV Rebels team that won the national championship.
So he was just a young pup at the time.
Yeah, he was a stud. He didn't get to play a whole lot. It was Stacey Augman, Larry Johnson, those guys. But
he was on the Larry Johnson team?
He was on that team.
No.
Yes, he was.
Grandmama.
Yes.
John Smith had his Converse back in the day.
I mean, that's how I think John Smith really got into coaching is his father, Lucky, was a great player at Riverside Community College when they won the first state championship in the 50s. And then John ended up going over to play for Jerry Tarkanian, who was his father's coach at Riverside Community College. So the symbiotic relationship between Jerry Tarkanian and John Smith kind of formed. He wanted to be a coach. We were childhood buddies since we were in elementary school, and he always wanted to be a coach. And look at him now. He's an associate head coach at Division I school and a state champion at Riverside Community College.
Man, that Tark coaching tree goes everywhere. In fact, he was at Redlands High School.
He was.
Back in the day.
He coached football at Redlands High School.
Which is
Not
crazy.
many people know that. He was a football coach at Redlands High School.
Since you're our basketball guru, do you see similarities between Jerry Tarkanian, the way he handled himself? Because he's pretty animated, the towel in the mouth, all that kind of stuff, and the way John Smith handles himself?
I think the way he handles himself in game situation, he's always been able to coach great athletes. And John Smith is everywhere he's gone. He's had great athletes. When he was at Riverside, he recruited the best athletes, and he was able to coach the guys maybe that you would say they're kind of uncoachable. Because Riverside has got some different guys in the past, and he's really been able to mold those guys into being good citizens as well as good basketball players.
RCC has a tournament this week. I know San Bernardino Valley College will be part of that tournament, and they're the #1 team in the state right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're rolling over guys. Quincy Brewer, another great player. So, yeah, he's doing a great job over there.
So we'll talk more about that RCC tournament and SBVC coming up a little bit later in the week. But right now, we're going straight back to the phone line. It's blowing up right now.
Another person?
It's ringing off the hook. And we actually have an old school phone in here now, so it is actually ringing off the hook. But it's the great Troy Percival, Angels great, and UC Riverside head baseball coach here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Hey, Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing just great. How about yourself?
Oh, we're just living the dream on Mondays now. We're trying to make the best of a working Monday now that we've moved from Saturdays, but we're excited that you could join us here and talk a little off-season baseball. Although I get the feeling there's not really an off-season when you're a head college coach.
No, you get about 2 weeks around the Christmas break, and other than that, you go year-round.
So what do you do right now? Is it recruiting time? Is it fall ball games?
No, right now we are actually on our dead time. So we've got about 2 to 3 weeks right now where we're dead, and then we pick right back up, and we fire up alumni game at the end of January.
See, that's what I love about Division I baseball. I've had the opportunity to cover it for several years, and D1 baseball starts like in the middle of February. So it still feels like we're just getting over the Super Bowl. It's still cold, but you guys are already on the field getting ready for the season.
Oh, yeah. No, it's nonstop. I mean, these kids got a tough schedule between school and lifting weights and baseball. I mean, it is a full-time job for those young men.
We got Troy Percival, Angels great, and the skipper of the Highlanders here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Coach, let's do a little name dropping. What are some of the big name recruits you got coming in that we're going to see as fans for the first time this upcoming season?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a couple of good JC guys that we brought in a catcher named Anthony Lepre. You're going to see him hit the ball really hard, throws really well. Dean Miller that came out of RCC.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real high-quality guy. He was actually drafted this year and chose to come into Riverside. A couple of good high school kids that were both drafted, one being my son, Cole, and then Nathan Webb was also drafted.
Yeah, King High School. He's a stud.
Oh, yeah. They all chose to come out and play for us here as the Highlanders.
Yeah, Webb was a stud, and of course, being a dad, you're being humble and modest, but Cole Percival is an absolute stud at Riverside Poly. Where is his future, Coach, your son Cole? Is it as a pitcher? Where do you see him on the mound?
Oh, yeah, that's about the only place you're going to see him.
Are you going to make him stay all 4 years, too? Because, Mom wants him around, I'm sure.
Well, we'll see how long they hold me here, and then we'll decide how long he's going to stay here. It's about time for me to do some winning out here.
It's Troy Percival, the skipper of your Highlanders here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. When you get that alumni game going next month, there's a lot of big names, Coach, that come back to town that have gone through the UC Riverside program that have made it to the big leagues. We've gone out there and covered it a couple times, and it's a lot of fun. Joe Kelly was out there, Boston Red Sox pitcher. I remember he had the American flag. He was wearing the American flag style shorts, stars and stripes, no cleats. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and a lot of big names come back, right, who have made it to the pros.
Oh, yeah. There's probably going to be 25, 30 guys that all play professional baseball. But as far as the major leagues, you're going to see Zepchinski, and you'll see Kelly. I'll be there, but I probably won't be playing. But you'll see Joe Kelly out there. He'll probably go play center field, make diving catches, and go 3 for 3 because he's just that good an athlete.
Well, you won't be playing, but Jeff over here, he really wants to get in the batter's box against you at some point.
Yeah, being that Pep and I, we're the voice of the Highlanders basketball, and we do the coaches show. I'm going to say this: you are my all-time favorite player. I'm scared to death of you, but I want to look eye to eye with you. I want you to throw something high and tight, and I want to try to hit a home run off you. That's my goal in life.
That's why I don't want to do it, because there's no fear left. It's only 75, and I'm not sure I could hit you if I tried.
But, just to say I got plunked by Troy Percival would just be
a great story.
I'm telling you, the best. I mean, but you seriously, when I've been in the room with you a few times, I sent my son to get an autograph from me last year during a basketball game, which I kept. He didn't even keep it.
It's for you.
It was for me.
Jeff. Yeah, it was.
I want to just say this. You're my all-time favorite player, and it's so wonderful to see you come back to Riverside. I followed your career over to Moreno Valley High School, and then you went over to Riverside. I'm like, yeah, that's the greatest thing in the world. So, but when I see you, just know that I'm thinking, I'm going to step into the batter's box, and I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you deep, buddy.
I think we're going to work this out.
I want to put on a uniform. Heck, I'll step into the box. I've told Gazelle.
You know what? We could do it for charity.
Do it for charity.
We could raise some money, get Jeff in the batter's box.
That would be a dream of mine. That's a bucket list thing.
I went to the Lord that you'll get hit in the head by Troy Percival. We'll be good.
I went to the Michigan-Ohio State football game 2 weeks ago, and to step into the batter's box with Troy Percival.
It's your bucket list.
That's my bucket list. The only thing I would have to say after that is I'm going to step into a cage with a great white shark.
That's your 3 things?
That's my 3 things. Troy Percival, Michigan-Ohio State football game, and a shark tank.
You got one down.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get the bucket list going. Go do the Shark Tank first.
If you survive that, then you can face Coach.
That's the last thing I want to do.
We got Troy Percival here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Coach, if we can, let's talk Halos just real quick. They kind of came on strong at the end of last season, made things interesting during the playoff stretch. Where do you kind of see their future? I mean, obviously they had the best star in the game in Mike Trout, but they probably need some pitching help.
Well, they do need that. I mean, they've had quite a few injuries, especially in that starting rotation. I do like that they brought Upton back. I think that really makes them dynamic through the lineup. They've got the makings there. They've just got to polish them up a little bit. I like what they're doing. Their bullpen needs to be strengthened up. I'd like to see that become one of the top 5 teams in the big leagues as far as their bullpen goes. That's pretty much been the scene in the big leagues for the last 10 years. Is the top bullpens in the league always end up in the postseason. So I'd like to see us strengthen that a little bit and maybe add that Asian starting pitcher. That'd be pretty nice.
Maybe it could be you.
Yeah, I'd like to see that kid coming in throwing 102 for 9 innings. That'd be fun.
Well, Coach, I have to say this one thing because my wife is a huge, phenomenal Angels fan. She used to follow you guys. She went to, I think it was, she went to Cleveland to a game. She got an autograph from me. I have the ball right here in front of me. But I want to say this. I have a autograph from you, but my wife wanted to ask about George Fabregas. Who has a crush on George Fabregas? What kind of guy? Yeah, George. What kind of guy was he like?
My goodness, man, we're going way back deep, man. My memory's struggling a little. No, he was good. I came up with George in the minor leagues. Really talented kid.
Yeah, but I have this baseball, and she has everybody sign. You're on it. Bo Jackson's on it.
He was a catcher, right? It was his batter he made. George Fabregas.
George Fabregas. I had to ask that. I'm sorry, but that was my wife goes, please ask about George Fabregas. And I said, okay, why not?
That's in the Wayback Machine.
Oh, yeah.
So you got Bo Jackson on the ball, but let's talk about Fabregas.
You're exactly right. All the big names on that ball, and he wants to. His wife wants to know about George Fabregas.
I got a Percival autograph right here. You can throw this ball when I hit it deep.
Hey, Coach, we always appreciate the time. We hope to hear from you a lot more, and best of luck this upcoming season. We're excited about all these local Inland Empire guys that have stayed in their own backyard to play for the Highlanders. So we're expecting a pretty good season from you and the team.
And hey, Coach, can we get you on a basketball broadcast one time, maybe this season?
Sure, as long as you don't ask me to do play-by-play.
We'll put you right between us, and we'll talk to you a little bit about baseball.
Yeah, we'll bring you down at halftime. We'll do a halftime show with Coach.
You got it, because I know just enough about it that I'll say the little orange ball is on the court. That's about what I got for you.
It is the great Troy Percival, the head coach of your UC Riverside baseball team here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports, IE 1350 AM. Coach, we always appreciate the time. You're one of our favorites. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks,
all right,
Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Troy Percival, the skipper of the Highlanders. George Fabregas? Is he really on that baseball? I feel like you're just making that up.
No, look. I'm serious. I have 3 baseballs. My wife used to follow the Angels.
Why would she go to Cleveland?
Because her dad and sister, on summers, they would take road trips, and they would follow the Angels and go to all the baseball parks. But she was an Angels fanatic. So she said, bring the balls in.
So what year is that ball? Like 2000?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
Like late 90s?
It was years. We're talking years of baseballs, or years of following.
She got Nolan Ryan?
No, she doesn't have Nolan Ryan.
Not that far.
I have a Nolan Ryan autograph, though.
Do you?
Oh, I do. Remember when he fought Robin Ventura?
Yeah, headlock, man.
I have a picture that they both signed. It's in my.
You have that?
I do.
Put it up in the studio. What are you holding out for?
That's in my man cave at home.
Is it next to your Star Wars stuff?
Yes, it is.
And it's true that Jeff loves Troy Percival because remember we went to the event to meet a Highlander, be a Highlander. Remember?
I was scared to meet him.
And we were all dressed up. We were smelling good. We were looking good. We walk into the room and just like Jeff's a large man, and he's a big figure, and everyone knows him in Riverside because he's one of the greatest basketball players in county history. But he walks in, he's like, oh, my gosh, it's Troy Percival. That's it. That's Troy Percival right there. Should I go talk to him? Do you think if I go up and talk to him, is that weird? Oh, I'll go up to him when he's done. Does he have a drink? Maybe I should go get him something to drink. I'll get him something to drink, and then we'll say, Jeff, dude, come on. You're not going on a date with him. Just calm down, bro.
Dude, he's scary looking. And then we locked eyes, and I couldn't talk to him. He's still really scary.
He is one of the greatest in Angels history, one of the greatest closers of all time.
Does he have a shot of ever being in the Hall of Fame?
That's a big question because there's a lot of other closers that have similar numbers who aren't in yet. He's on the cusp. I mean, to be honest, he's right there. He's one of those borderline guys.
Yeah, he had 3 or 4 years where he was the best by far. He and Mariano Rivera were the 2 guys that you would always look at, both American League guys.
Yeah. Well, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to talk a little maybe NFL, more of that high school football chatter because we got state playoffs coming up. We got to crown those CIF champions. And they're calling San Bernardino Crown Town the City of Champions. We're going to tell you why when we come back on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
The Inland.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Welcome to the local sports leader in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and 2-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez, honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word, and thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire.
The American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Hey, Mom, why is the sky blue? Why don't animals talk? Why do dogs have wet noses? Why is an 11 pronounced 1T1?
Kids ask a lot of questions.
Why do I have a belly button?
But you don't have to know every answer.
Why is the ocean salty?
Because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
Why are there 50 states?
There are thousands of children in foster care who don't need every question answered.
Why is pizza round?
They just need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
The sun's out. It's a bright day. It's a brand new world here in the Inland Empire with the Inland Sports Show weekdays from 3 to 6, Jeff.
Hey, the sun is actually going down. I keep thinking it's 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning. It is not. The sun is going down, and we are here every single day.
Be honest for the people out there. Have you been thinking about what am I going to do with my Saturdays now that we're not on Saturdays anymore?
Yeah, I get
so much free time for activities. I mean, there's lots to do.
There's lots of things to do, so many activities. No, the biggest thing I think is, I have 3 kids, and I have 2 little ones and one, baby Zika. But no one knows. Okay, my baby, he has a really small head, really tiny head. So we've labeled him baby Zika.
Okay.
But he gets up in the middle of the night, he gets up in the morning, and they just chase me around. But Saturdays now, I'm going to get to sleep in.
You're going to sleep in?
Yeah, baby Zika, Johnny, and Connor, and my wife, they might let me sleep in a little bit. I haven't slept in.
Disneyland trips?
No, well, we'll do a few of those, but I haven't slept in like 11 years.
Yeah. No, I feel your pain.
So, yes, it's a lot different. I'm excited, though.
Well, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We appreciate you tuning in. If you like it, hit us up on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Heck, call the station here at Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Let them know you appreciate the show because we're going up against some heavy hitters out there in the radio world.
We are. Well,
bring it on, right?
Bring it on. I will say this: even if you don't like us, you can always call in. You can say, "Hey, that guy really annoys the heck out of me."
Yeah, what's your Twitter account?
It's just Jeff Gorham. I don't even know. It's Jeffrey Gorham or
Isn't
something.
It like G-Man?
No, I'm the Big Jeezy. I don't know.
The Big Jeezy. You want to hear something fun before we get back into our UCR basketball chatter and some high school football?
I do.
So we had to create, as we pull the curtain back, because we like to be honest, right?
Yes, very
Total
honest.
transparency on the Inland Sports Show. If you've listened or watched the last 3.5 years, you know that already. But so we had to come up with bios and pictures for Fox Sports, right?
Yeah, we did.
And Jeff sent me his bio to turn into Fox Sports. So of course I skimmed through it, more so for copy editing reasons, right?
Yes, very much so.
Proofreading it. Make sure the I's were dotted and commas.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
So I'm reading it, and it goes down, and it says, I forget what the exact line, I'm paraphrasing here. In social circles, Jeff in Riverside is known as the mayor.
Well, I think that was given because Gazal
calls you the mayor, dude.
Gazal is on. We do those Riverside TV games of the week.
Yeah.
And we go to every game we go to. I've been around a long time. He goes, man, you're the mayor. So on the broadcast, he'd go, the mayor of Riverside, Jeff. And then I would say, Rusty Bailey's the mayor. But if I'm really thinking about moving back to Riverside, getting an exploratory committee going.
Yeah.
I think I might have to go against Rusty Bailey.
Would you run up against him?
I'd whoop him. I like Rusty, but
I can't
I'd whoop
believe
him.
you'd say that because he's actually going to be a guest on our show. We've already made
No,
contact
I
with
wouldn't
the
do
mayoral
that.
office,
I would never would I ever run against Rusty Bailey.
What would be your platform? What would you say, because everyone's got a calling card, a politician. This is what I'm going to do for the city of Riverside.
I'm cool. Just that.
Name some streets after Star Wars characters.
Yeah, you can either vote for that guy or me, and take your pick. We probably have the same ideas and same beliefs and philosophy. Yeah. So just, if you look at Rusty.
If you like big, tall, bald-headed guys,
bald guys,
Jeff's for you.
I can kiss more babies than him. I know that for a fact. I've seen Rusty. He used to be a teacher at Poly.
Yeah.
So I'm a Ramona
big soccer guy, too.
Yeah, I'm a Ramona guy. So it's either Ramona or Poly. And hopefully you like Ramona because no one likes Poly, for gosh sakes.
But true story, yes. The Honorable Mayor Rusty Bailey of Riverside is going to be a guest on our show. He was going to come on today, but we've got NFL Monday Night Football, the Steelers and Bengals right after us. So we're going to cut out early, and we're going to get the mayor on hopefully as early as tomorrow. And we'll talk a little sports with the mayor, Rusty Bailey of Riverside.
And those of you that are listening, you're going to be able to call in and talk to us.
Yeah.
We have a board, a real board. We're still learning the ins and outs of how to use this board.
Can we? We've got 3 interns in the hallway. Can one of you take a picture of our phone that we're going to use to screen phone calls with? Because outside of one of those, remember the old circular dials, like the turnstile one? Like outside of that, this might be second oldest because it's an old school phone. and we're going to take a picture of it. We'll put it on our social media accounts.
Yeah, it's something my grandmother would have had. And
I guess it's going to work. They said it works.
You know, I'm really thinking about playing canasta after looking at this phone. A little canasta or some dominoes.
So we want to hear from you. Please tweet us at _sports. Call up the station. In the next couple of days, we'll put out a phone number out there because we want to hear from the listeners as well about your thoughts. Who's going to win the big CIF football state championship game between Rancho, Verde, and Cajon, or who's going to make the NFL playoffs? Who's your favorite player out of the IE? There's so many things that we can talk about here.
And we're going to talk Star Wars. We're not going to just talk sports. I mean, we got to talk other things too. We got Star Wars. And then Star Wars.
And then Star Wars.
But then, I want to be salty. I want people to call in and give me a little grief. I miss those guys. I love my Twitter wars with my guys.
You do have Twitter battles.
I do. Twitter battles.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is, I get them so worked up that they just want to kill me. But really, I just want to hug them in real. I just want to hug. I'm all love.
Yeah, you're a big hug guy.
You guys know who you are out there. I'll fight you, though. I will.
Yeah, at least step in the batter's box.
Yeah, step in the batter's box. If I'm willing to go against Troy Percival, I'm willing to go against you, buddy.
You're listening to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. We got Greg down here. Greg, holla, running the show for us. We appreciate Greg. He's been with us since the beginning. He hardly missed. In fact, he's probably been here more Saturdays than I have. Because when I was doing the Ontario Fury games, I'd be gone.
The indoor kickball games.
The indoor war, man. The indoor kickball. And then, those random hosting the banning the parade out there for the why am I drawing a blank all of a sudden?
It was the stagecoach.
The stagecoach days. Thank you.
And then you've done the Christmas lights of Riverside.
Oh, the Festival of Lights switch on, which is awesome.
You had to.
It was a big mess.
I am the Manning family of Saturdays.
He's the Eli.
20 years.
The Eli Manning.
But no, I think Phillip Rivers now has the longest consecutive streak. Right?
You're like the Cal Ripken Jr.
The Cal Ripken Jr. of radio.
Hey, yeah, let's just I have to talk about this. You did the Christmas lights, the lighting last week?
Yeah, on Friday.
Seriously, didn't Kenny Loggins give you guys grief?
His people did.
You know what?
I was there again. All my stories sound the same. I start out with there I was. Minding my own business. I was trying to listen to Footloose and Danger Zone and Kenny Loggins in front of the Mission Inn, just rocking out at the switch-on ceremony with Santa Claus.
Did his people really give you? They gave our guys at Riverside a hard time.
Long story short, yes,
pulling back the curtain.
We were broadcasting on Riverside TV. We were broadcasting live, and the fine folks around Kenny Loggins' people said, "Nope, shut it down." We literally had to stop the broadcast. They didn't want any of the concert going out to the masses, no broadcasting.
Hey, you're going.
And then at the end, they said, "Oh, we're sorry, it's our bad. No, you could broadcast it." But it was too late. Footloose was done. Danger Zone was done. The Winnie the Pooh song, I don't know what it is, but he sang it, and it was done.
Oh, man.
It was all over.
So, yeah, a little disappointing to hear Kenny Loggins' people getting a little angry at Riverside.
Listen, we got a break in a couple minutes. We were supposed to talk UC Riverside basketball, and we still can, and we will. We'll revisit in the last segment, but real quick. So Jeff and I are the play-by-play voices for UC Riverside basketball this season. And we've got to travel some interesting places, see some pretty cool things. So as the season progresses, we're going to, again, full transparency, tell you about some of our adventures, right, behind the scenes with the Highlanders.
Yeah, I almost died. I almost died in Michigan. I almost had a heart attack. I was that guy on the airplane that would have had a heart attack, and heart would have blown up, 32,000 feet in the air.
When you tell the story, man, it just sounds like a bad scene. In fact, when I was, I just took the plane to Phoenix, very short flight compared to Ann Arbor, Michigan, Detroit. I was thinking about you.
Yeah, I was sitting between two people, and I was sweating. Just put it this way. We'll get into this another time. But I was running through the airport. I was sweating in my suit, and I was the last guy on the plane, and everybody's looking, please don't sit next to me. The sweaty guy, it looks like he's, fat guy in a little coat. I'm right between two people. I'm sweating on them, and these two people, I heard them when I sat down. They went,
oh gosh.
I got to sit next to this big... That guy, 6'8" guy in between two people.
It's such a fun story. We're going to make time for it.
Yes,
so
we have to.
When we come back, we're going to talk more UC Riverside basketball because they got a big game against Pepperdine, coming off a tough loss in a very hostile environment. We'll talk about Grand Canyon as well. So we'll break down the Highlanders. Also, some more thoughts on high school football. And again, huge high school football games coming up in the state playoffs this week. Every single day, we will be talking high school football and getting you set for the big games coming up on Friday and Saturday. And I also want to give a shout-out to some local guys from the IE that are in the NFL, and they had a huge Sunday. We'll talk about that, too, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports, IE, 1350 AM.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Start. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
If you're struggling with your mortgage, there's a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I volunteer with United Way to help the homeless in my community learn computer skills and build a basic resume. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Greg Hollis strikes again. Is this Reading Rainbow? I used to watch this show. I used to be in the books. I was. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Again, the Inland Sports Show, weekdays, 3 to 6.
Wait.
All about the IE, Jeff.
Are you sure it's not Saturday? I keep thinking it's Saturday.
I'm pretty sure. We got back from Phoenix with UC Riverside basketball like 2 o'clock in the morning. My days are a little mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it's Monday.
Oh, my golly, yes, it is. It's getting dark.
Well, again, Jeff and I, honored to be the play-by-play voices for UC Riverside men's basketball. This season, we've gotten to go to some pretty cool places, more so Jeff. But he got to go to the University of Michigan, call that game from Chrysler Arena. He saw the Wolverines take on Ohio State in football, which, again, on 3 things on Jeff's bucket list. What were they, Jeff?
Okay, Ohio State-Michigan football game.
Yeah.
Face Troy Percival in the batter's box because I'm going to take him deep.
Swim in a shark tank.
And then get in a shark tank with the great white. That's my bucket list. So one of them's done.
One's done. Cross it off.
And I'm telling you, Percy, he
said he'll do it.
I'm ready to step in.
You know what? We should. We could do it for charity. We can take some donations.
Charity for my medical bills when he plunks me in the ribs and breaks them.
I'm sure he still throws hard, and he might be a little wild.
He
hasn't
wild.
thrown in a while.
Well, let's be honest here. He wasn't always the most accurate guy. That's why he was a good closer.
Yeah. Closers are scary, man.
He's a scary guy. But I'm telling you, man. Can we get George Fabregas to catch Troy Percival? There we go.
What is he doing now?
George
Fabregas
Fabregas
get him on the show.
Do you remember George Fabregas? Do you remember?
I remember the name. I remember he was a catcher. I think he even played for the White Sox a little bit.
Yeah, George Fabregas had one of the largest rear ends of any man I've ever seen. Seriously.
That's all you remember about
Yes, I remember because I was an Angel fan. I remember going, God, who's that guy with the giant butt? He's huge. And that's my wife's crush. That's her first love, George Fabregas. Yeah, guys, that tells you what she thinks of me, for gosh sakes.
Oh, Jeff and his little butt over there.
Yeah.
Well, we are doing UC Riverside basketball. Jeff will be at the Highlanders as they hit the road for Pepperdine, Malibu tomorrow, as you'll be on the road. But I guess it sounds like you will be in Malibu by the time we start the show, correct? So you'll be on the show, but via phone.
I'm going to be looking over the ocean, doing the show from the ocean tomorrow.
You are?
Yeah, because we get in at 2 for the shoot-around. And, you know, I can't wait to be at Malibu because I remember as a kid going to Pepperdine, going to basketball camps there, right on the ocean. They had Battle of the Network Stars is filmed there, still filmed there. I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic.
You should really put your earbuds in because Greg Hollis strikes again.
Does he get me?
He got you.
Yes,
you will have your feet in the sand and co-hosting the show from beautiful Malibu, California tomorrow as UCR will take on Pepperdine.
I'm going to wear flip-flops when I call the game.
Are you?
Man, no, not really.
Hey, you know what? If you're going to call the Hawaii game, it sounds like for UCR.
Yes, I am.
You could probably pull off flip-flops at that one.
I'm going to have flip-flops and a Mai Tai right there while I'm doing it.
Well, speaking of the Hawaii game, which I believe is, I want to say February 7th. I haven't memorized the schedule, but it's pretty darn close to February 7th. But you went to Cal, which was a big win for UCR to start off the season.
Hammered them. Beat them.
Your former school.
Yeah,
That's where you signed out of high school.
Yeah, beat them.
And then they played at Michigan.
Didn't beat them.
On Fox Sports 1, national TV. It was not too good.
No.
And then it just got worse because Jeff almost did not make it home, and then he almost died.
Yeah, I almost died. We'll have to. We have a little more time.
We got a little bit. We got about 10 minutes.
Let me just tell you this. I was the last guy.
Please tell us.
I was the last man on the bus, or I'm sorry, on the plane. I had Coach Cutts. Coach Cutts also almost missed the plane. We got on the wrong.
Wait, he's the head coach of the Highlanders.
Yeah, I know. He almost fired me at the same time. Okay, so. I got him on this. It was a tram in Detroit, so we would have been stuck in Detroit.
That's a great place to be stuck.
Not a great place to be stuck. I'm telling you, it was the worst. You know, other than Buffalo, New York. No offense, Detroit fans, Tim Hatch. Not a fun place to hang out. So I'm in Detroit, and we go to the wrong terminal. We're 113 terminals away. So Coach
Sounds
Cutts,
like
Coach Cutts is fit, and he's wearing. He changed after the game. I'm wearing my dress
Coach Cutts
shoes.
looks good. He's fit.
I'm wearing my dress shoes, my suit. I'm sweating. I have rings around my pits, my neck, and I'm running. So if I'm like, my heart's like palpitating. I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm reliving this.
You're working.
Sweating.
It's hard.
So I get back on the tram, and I'm the last guy on. And forget this. I lost my boarding pass.
What?
I lost my boarding pass. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in
They're
Detroit.
not going to let you on.
No. So I get on the plane, and everybody's sitting down. It's real quiet, and I'm breathing like this.
The plane's full, right?
A full plane. It's the day of the last Sunday night after Thanksgiving. Crazy. I'm breathing like this. And everybody's looking at me, and all of a sudden, they said, please don't sit by me. Please don't sit by me. There was one empty seat on the plane, and I had this little tiny college girl from Caltech and this little tiny guy from Caltech on my right, and I was the center seat. 6'8", 290
all
pounds.
Sweaty and nasty.
Sweaty. I mean, I'm not kidding around. I was dripping sweat. And then I had a cough going. So after I'd been running, so I was loosening up that phlegm a little bit. I'm coughing. They wouldn't even give me a water.
Sweating and coughing.
They're like, man, did we get this guy off the streets of Detroit? I mean, literally, I was sweating, coughing. Thought I was going to have a heart attack. My heart was going to explode. I was going to come into LAX DOA.
Well, funny you say that because I had not a similar situation, but when we went to Grand Canyon over the weekend, we flew to Phoenix, and myself and Coach Brian Weathers were the last two guys on a packed plane. We were the last two to get on. And I got on, and there was no seats, but there was two middle seats for myself and Coach. And I sat in one, and I thought to myself, it could be worse. I could be Jeff Gorham. At least I'm just a little guy, and I can just slide right in there. And I wasn't sweating, and I didn't stink, and I didn't have a cough, or it could be worse. I could have been Jeff Gorham.
And I felt bad. I looked at the people next to me. It was a 5.5 hour flight.
Did you apologize?
Yeah, at the very end of the flight, I go, guys, this is after I dried up and cleaned myself. I was wiping my head with my jacket. And I said, I really apologize, guys. I'm not a crackhead. I didn't do it. It's not like I got on the plane and was sweating from, detox. And I just was, I'm a little overweight and had to run about 10 miles to get here.
I'm just the overweight guy with a cold.
Yeah,
and head cold.
Yeah, and then the girl at Caltech goes, I want to write a paper about you. I'm like, oh, wait, whoa. Yes, I want to. How much weight did you lose? She was she was way too smart for me. And the guy next to me was doing math problems the entire trip. And then, of course, I had no headphones either because I couldn't put my hands in my pocket to get $2 out to buy headphones. And on
That's
Delta,
how squished you were.
I couldn't get $2 out of my pockets. So I'm watching, because on Delta, they have cable TV. So I had to watch basketball for 5.5 hours.
What'd you watch? What game was it?
It was the Duke-Florida game, which was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good game.
And then I watched San Diego State versus Washington State. So I sat and watched those two games, but I had no headphones, so I was in my head. I was calling the game.
Practicing.
But yeah, I was wedged.
Practicing.
Wedged.
Sharpening your skills.
Yeah, it was my skills.
Being all sweaty and
it was a bad experience. So yes, that was my worst experience ever flying. Coach Cutts almost fired me.
And what time did you get back in town?
About 3:30 in the morning, actually.
And you worked the next day.
Yeah. Went off to school. Yeah, it was a rough night. Rough week, actually.
But you made it back. It sounds like the cough is cleared up. You're not sweating right now.
I feel fantastic. I lost 25 pounds in the flight.
You look great.
Yeah.
You fit into the Inland Sports shirt over there.
God, yeah, and it's a medium, by the way. It's a medium.
It's a medium.
It's actually a schmedium.
Well, Jeff went to Cal. He went to Michigan. He's going to Pepperdine tomorrow. Big game for the Highlanders there. I just got back from Grand Canyon. That was a tough loss for the Highlanders on Saturday night there in Phoenix. And again, we've been to some great environments, some great universities. I had heard about Grand Canyon and their fans, but even having those expectations of how crazy and loud these fans get, I still had no idea how nuts it was going to get. And we walked into that arena, and it was absolutely off the hook. Like our old phone over here.
Yeah, but now seriously, have you seen the late night commercials when you're up and they say, our football team is undefeated?
Quick shot of Dan Marley, who's the head coach of the Lopes.
Yeah,
they call them the Antelopes.
It looks like a Rocky III movie. There's lights all over the basketball court.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it was awesome. I saw your Twitter and all your other social media feeds.
Oh my gosh! If you're watching us right now live and amplified on the Inland Sports Channel, they have, of course, their band is awesome, and they've got all these crazy fans. In the student section, usually there's a student section is a section, but their student section is half the arena, a 5,000-seat arena, and the fans are going nuts. And it looks like Halloween because everyone's dressed up. I saw Chewbacca, I saw a panda, I saw a cow, like straight from my dairy. I saw Teletubbies, Mario and Luigi.
Tinky Winky? You saw Tinky Winky?
I don't know their color. I don't know.
Trust me, I know all the. I love.
Of course
I
you
love
do.
those
I
guys,
don't.
yeah.
I don't know the Teletubbies, but they were there. There's 2 of them there. Everyone's dressed up. There was a guy who did not have a shirt on. Had like leggings. I don't think they were yoga pants, but they might have been like some leggings and tighty whities on the outside.
That's a good look.
Yeah. And then there was another, my favorite, and it was just kind of funny, although I don't appreciate it. There was a guy with a big plastic trash can on, and he had the UCR logo on it, and it said trash. And I was like, these kids, what is going on? So 5,000 students or fans inside the arena. So it's going nuts. Like you said, the lights are going everywhere. Thunder Dan Marley's there. They're going nuts for him. The kids are jumping in the aisles. They're screaming. The place is rocking. And then UCR comes out. Dude, I've never heard boos like that. Like it was like
they boo the Highlanders?
It got personal when the Highlanders got out there.
Oh, that's too bad.
So it was kind of fun. And then they go silent until they score their 10th point. So it was absolutely silent in the arena. And I figured everyone in that place could hear me doing play-by-play. Because I'm like, and now he's at the free throw line. And it was silent. And as soon as they score that 10th bucket, or the point.
Bedlam.
Oh, gosh. It's like choreographed. Like the spotlights go and the music starts and everyone's doing like the same motion. It was absolutely nuts. It was an awesome environment to actually see college basketball. And if you haven't gone to Grand Canyon University to see a college basketball game, if you're passing through, it might be worth it just to check it out. And the kids actually, as students, line up. And when they open up the gate to let them in, when they actually open up the arena, the seating, it's like a mad dash.
They run?
There's a video of it. Yeah, they'll hold them in this pin because there's thousands of kids that want to get into the game, and they open it, and they all go run into the arena to get their seats.
Because they all want to see Thunder Dan.
Thunder Dan Marley. So we had the treat of seeing Damon Stottlemyre.
Yeah, he's smaller than you.
Mighty Mouse, former NBA star out of University of Arizona, the head coach of Pacific. So we saw him at the SRC Arena here at UC Riverside. And then I got to go on the road and see Dan Marley, another NBA star, 3-time All-Star, part of Dream Team 2.
Yeah, we had the Rookie of the Year one night and Dream Team 2. But yeah, I think, seriously, Damon Stottlemyre, he might have been like 4'10".
He's a little guy.
He's a little bitty.
What was he listed at, like 6'1"?
Yeah, but he might be.
No, he's not 6 foot.
Yeah, he might be 3'6", actually.
Yeah, he's not.
My 4-year-old's bigger than him.
But he was a stud.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was so good.
Mighty Mouse.
Did you ever play against him?
No.
Or you should be close.
You know
in
what?
age.
I think we might have played some pickup games. That was about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the Final Four, or he made it to the Final Four. He was in 1993, my buddy Dylan Rigdon played with him. Sean Rooks played with him.
Sean Rooks, yeah.
The late, great Sean Rooks.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of my friends, dearly departed friends.
Yeah.
But, yeah, great player. And then Thunder Dan with his big jaw.
Dude, Thunder Dan. He, again, Phoenix Suns legend. He was an assistant coach. You couldn't pick a better head coach to be at Grand Canyon, being a local legend like Thunder Dan.
You know who who he replaced?
At Grand Canyon?
Yes. Do you know who the coach was before Thunder Dan?
Hit me.
It's the guy who did our All-Star game, who was the coach at Woodcrest Christian.
No.
Yes.
Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Mossman. Was it Mossman? Not Mossman.
Yeah, Mossman.
Yeah, Coach Mossman was the head coach at Grand Canyon.
He was?
Right before Thunder Dan.
And then he came here.
Yeah, he was at Cal Baptist, went to Grand Canyon, and then went to Woodcrest Christian.
That's unbelievable. I didn't know that. That's unbelievable.
Mind blown.
No, you just blew my mind.
Yeah, he was the coach right before.
I did not know that.
Yes, Coach Mossman was the head coach.
That's such a great environment.
Yeah.
That'd be sad to leave.
Yeah.
So, actually, Grand Canyon and UC Riverside have a long history, like way back to 1958. So they had this long history together when they were both like Division II, but when UCR made the jump to D1, that rivalry kind of ended for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then GCU went Division I in I think 2015, so they kind of reignited that rivalry between the two schools. So it's pretty fun if you want to go check out a game there.
Yeah, they're in that goofy WAC conference.
Yeah, which I don't know how much longer that WAC's going to be around because Cal State Bakersfield's moving to the Big West, so we'll be seeing a lot more of the Roadrunners.
And UC San Diego going Division I. See, I personally think the WAC is going to fold. It sounds bad. I know CBU is going into the WAC, but good news for CBU. My theory is that CBU goes into the WCC and takes BYU's spot eventually.
Honestly, CBU fits the WCC. A lot of small private schools, Division I, good basketball. Like they feel like they're a WCC school, but you're right. The WAC is just kind of a mishmash of a lot of different schools all over the place. I mean, I think it's like Seattle and I think Chicago State's in there and Texas, I don't know, is it Rio Grande Valley? Like, there's just a bunch of random schools, and geographically, at least, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So
No.
I think Utah Valley, I think, is another one of those schools.
Yeah,
so.
it almost needs to. They need to be absorbed by other conferences, and I do think Cal Baptist will eventually take over because BYU has to go into a football conference if they want to ever compete.
All right, we're going to get more high school football talk in our last segment here, but a real quick shout-out to the City of Champions, Crown Town.
Oh, yeah.
San Bernardino. Think about this, Jeff. Think about this. Let it sink in. Aquinas, CIF football champion. Cajon, CIF football champion. And Cal State San Bernardino volleyball, they are your West Region champions.
Right.
They beat Cal Baptist University, the #1 team in the nation. They were undefeated. Cal State beat them in the regional semifinals. Then they beat Western Washington. In fact, they swept Western Washington.
That's right.
And now they're going to the Elite Eight, the national tournament in Florida. So the city of San Bernardino, man, just living it up right now.
And San Bernardino Valley men's basketball.
#1, oh my gosh.
Yeah, everybody.
Another good point.
Yep.
So Quincy Brewer, the head coach of the #1 team in the state, San Bernardino Valley College, the men's basketball team, he'll actually join us tomorrow. He's coming on the show. So you'll have your feet in the sand in Malibu, but we'll have Quincy on the show.
Yeah, and Quincy's another one of my buddies. I'd love to see and hear from him.
What do you not know?
I'm the mayor.
That's right. I read your bio. I know that, Jeff. When we come back, we'll talk a little more high school football, plus a shout-out to some IE guys in the NFL going big time on Sundays. We'll be right back on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, #1, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We give to and volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
We know our time and money are going to the right places.
We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Are you struggling with your mortgage payments? Call 888-995-HOPE to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about your options. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
My savings are gone.
Okay, where were they last?
Here, right before I spent them on that vacation to Aruba.
Weird. Not weird. Not saving now means no money later. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
If you're struggling to pay the mortgage, Making Home Affordable is a free government resource that can make it easier. Call 888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside. We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Oh, yeah. Maiden voyage, almost in the books, Jeff. Nothing's broken. I think for the most part, it's been okay.
Yeah.
We're almost to the finish line because we have Monday Night Football tonight, so we're only going 2 hours today instead of our normal 3 to 6 3-hour window. So
if you want to listen to the Bengals versus the Steelers, I guess, yeah.
It's not a bad game. I'll ask you at the very end who you got this one on Monday Night Football.
Rams, baby, Rams.
Again, it's the Inland Sports Show. We've had some great sponsors that supported Inland Sports since the beginning. Thank you, Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change right there off Alessandro Boulevard. Of course, Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire. All your sporting gear needs and Letterman's jackets, all the good stuff, right?
That's where I get my cup.
That's where Jeff gets his cup.
Yep.
I don't know what he needs a cup for other than maybe facing Troy Percival, right?
No, I walk around because a lot of people like to go around and kick me in the groin.
They do?
Yeah, on a daily basis, people just walk right up to me and kick me straight in the groin.
Boost Performance Training. Jeff's trying to get curling and all the other
darts
sports that just don't get a lot of attention. But Boost will in football, baseball, golf,
bocce
lacrosse.
ball.
Yeah, Ray Bast does everything at Boost Performance Training. And, of course, our good friends at Catalano Motors in Corona off Temescal Canyon Road. To go check out all their sweet vehicles on the lot, and Derek Catalano will make that car shopping experience a good one and hook you up with that sweet ride that you always wanted, Jeff.
Minivan.
Is that what you got a minivan?
I love it.
You got to take the next step.
Nope. I love my minivan.
Nope.
I'm going to, van conversion like the 70s would be sweet. Wood panels on the inside. That'd be sweet. Some shag carpeting.
Would it, Jeff?
It would. I'm telling you, man. It'd be sweet.
Again, the high school football playoff picture. Again, it just doesn't feel like high school football in the Inland Empire until we're hitting almost Christmas, and we still got teams playing. We got 4 teams. Again, Aquinas, Cajon, Rancho Verde, and, of course, the Big Bear Bears, all still alive in the hunt for state championships after winning CIF Southern Section titles. So over the course of the next couple days, again, we will be breaking down these matchups. The game that everyone's talking about, it's going to be a game for the ages. It's the Rancho Verde at home against Cajon in the state playoffs. It could be the game of the year. They're going to write books about this one, Jeff.
They are. It's going to be, that's a big one. Very big.
And then Aquinas against Grace Brethren. Again, we told you how many different storylines there are in that one. And we're going to talk more about that one in the next couple of days as well.
They're going to add a canon to the Bible on that game.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Brandon Rankins.
Yes.
The Book of Rankins.
Saint Brandon Rankins.
The cleats going straight to the Vatican for Brandon Rankins.
The Pope might show up to that game, by the way. If that's the rumors. He's flying in from
the Pope?
The Pope from the Vatican City.
Straight to the Aquinas Falcons game.
Yep.
A perfect 14-0, first time in school history. So that's a big one. And, of course, the Big Bear Bears going up to Golden West and Visalia. Again, Jeff, Visalia's not by Sacramento. There's no big trees. It's going towards Fresno.
Everything I've never heard of is in, like, Bakersfield area. Yeah, I've heard of Visalia. It's like one of those things in passing. Yeah, I'm going to Visalia. And, I either think that they're going to make pies in Visalia. There's wild animals, or it's near Bakersfield. That's it.
There's an A&W. I've been to that one.
There you go. I got stung in the tongue drinking at a A&W in Ukaipa once.
You did?
I got stung in the tongue.
Are you okay?
No, my tongue was very sore.
You haven't been the same ever since.
Never. Exactly.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, I've been to all these small towns around California, so I can vouch for Visalia. Very nice place, nice A&W, and good high school football. So there you go. So we'll talk more about it. We've got in the next couple of days, Nick Rogers, Cajon head football coach. He'll join us tomorrow. On Wednesday, Jordan Brusig, the head football coach at Aquinas. And then on Thursday, Jeff Steinberg from the Rancho Verde High School. So the high school football head coaches will be right here on the Inland Sports Show. We'll get you set for the state playoffs. Real quick, NFL playoff picture. The Rams, we'll talk more about this in the next couple of days, too. First place, Jeff.
Rams, Chargers, baby.
Is that your team, the Rams?
The Rams used to be, and they're my team again.
You're back.
I hated the Rams. We have Frank Corral coming in this week.
Oh, we do?
We do. Frank Corral's going to come in and talk Rams football.
So we'll talk more NFL in the next couple of days. We got Frank Corral. Is he a Norte Vista guy?
He's a Norte Vista. He was a really good basketball player.
Was he really?
Yeah. He was one of those guys. He had his thighs. He had Earl Campbell thighs.
Is he coming in studio?
He's coming in studio.
He's going to be right here?
He's going to be here at 4 o'clock on Wednesday.
Oh, my gosh. Right here in the Inland Sports Studio, a L.A. Rams legend. So we'll talk Rams football with him. We'll talk more NFL. Quick shout-out before we get to Monday Night Football because we've got to wrap things up. How about the Green Bay Packers? I know everyone thought with Aaron Rodgers out, they were going to go down the tube. But no. Jamal Williams, the pride of Summit High School. Big game on the ground in that overtime victory against the Bucs. Jamal Williams, 113 yards on the ground, a touchdown. And guess what else happened in that game, Jeff?
Our guy got a sack.
A friend of the show, Kenny Clark,
yes.
2 sacks, forced the fumble that led to a touchdown.
That's right.
How do you like that?
I think it was his first one of the year. It just took a while, and he's one of the better. You talk about elite defenders. He is among the elite in the NFL.
So Kenny Clark, a stud. We'll talk a lot more Green Bay Packers on the show because 2 of their star players from right here out of the
guys.
Kenny Clark out of Carter High School in Rialto, and Jamal Williams, who's a Rialto native but played at Summit High School in Fontana. And again, Steelers and Bengals right after us on Monday Night Football. Who you got, Jeff?
Steelers.
You got it, right?
Franco Harris. He's going to get a touchdown tonight.
But the Franco Harris, the immaculate reception.
The immaculate reception is going to happen.
But the Bengals have Vontez Perfect,
That's
our
true.
Centennial High School guy.
That is
he's
right.
He's always in the headlines, right?
I don't know if it's always for the good things, but he's
better
in
for worse.
Yes.
He gets a lot of attention, right?
Yes, he does.
All right, again, in UC Riverside, you'll be with the Highlanders tomorrow at Pepperdine, so you'll be doing the show from the sandy beaches of Malibu.
Yes,
tomorrow.
My toes will be in the sand.
And then Wednesday night, we have the UC Riverside Coaches Show live from Lake Alice.
Yes, in fact, I was supposed to tell you, there's drink specials, food specials. If you want to come down, 6 p.m., come down and say hello. Drink, be merry, have some food, and enjoy the show.
So we will do our show right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, and then we'll jet over to Lake Alice, and we'll bring you the very best in UC Riverside chatter. Dennis Cutts will be there. John Margaritis, right, the women's basketball coach. I think Dikembe Martin from 3rd in Chicago, right?
Yes.
He'll be there.
And I think they're going to give us a limo. So if you wait out front, you can see us arrive in a limousine.
Is that the truth?
No, it just really sounds cool.
I thought we were big time.
Yeah, well, no.
Just for a second there. So we appreciate you joining us today on the maiden voyage of the Inland Sports Show. Now weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Yeah, we got some big names coming. Coach from San Diego State, Brian Dutcher.
The head coach of the Aztecs.
He's going to give us a weekly Aztec report. So we're looking forward to talking to Coach. He said he's going to call in
every single day.
Well, I'm going to get some. We're going to get Matt Mitchell's going to call in.
Matt Mitchell out of Roosevelt, the star player for San Diego State. He's an IE guy.
Yes, and we'll, Coach Fisher, I'm sure Steve Fisher will come out of retirement to call in and talk to our show. So it'll be nice. We're going to have some great guests. Got Jim Alexander coming in.
Yeah, and again, a lot of high school football talk. We're going to talk Ontario Fury. We got Quincy Brewer, the head coach at Valley College. So we're trying to line up some big guests in our first week because, again, we want to make a good first impression, right?
Of course.
We don't want people to be like, oh, I'm going to those other guys. Petro some money.
No. Hey, but they're going to be able to call in, right?
Yes, we got the hotline. We're going to
They got my phone from Boca Raton.
All right, yeah, I'm going to punch up a shot. Go hold it up, Jeff, for our live stream, because we got to wrap things up here. We're going to put that out on social media so you can blow up our hotline in now, because we want to hear from you. We want to take some calls from the listeners as well. We appreciate you listening to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Again, every single weekday of your life from 3 to 6 p.m. All things Inland Empire. Jeff, are you fired up?
Wait, I thought this was just today. It's
it's every day. We're going to do this every day.
Holy
are you backing out on me?
I guess, yeah. I just thought it was Saturday morning again.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock right here. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all. Welcome to the local sports leader in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports Channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and two-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and, of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez, honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word, and thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire.